And let's jump straight to work. A piece of oak that I found, and I'm using resin with two colors, blue and gold. I'm using blue color and blue pearl, and then on the other one I'm using orange color, uh, gold powder, brass, or more copper powder, and interference red. And I'll mix it and I'll pour it as it comes. No special design for the pouring, and let's see what will come out of it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, press this bell over there, and give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down, and put some remarks at the bottom, and I'll come back to you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a tenon that I'm going to glue into the uh, oak. So I'm not going to drill a recess this time. I'm going to do a tenet, an outside tenet that I've done this technique before. Just drill a hole and I put the tenet in, and I glue it, and it's safer to work this way. I was planning to keep this bucket for another project, but for some reason or another, he got so stuck I had to cut it off. So I cut it off, take it out, and put it on the lathe, find the center, it was in the center. The only reason is that it's wobbling is because when I put the oak inside, one side of the oak was a little bit too long, so I made the whole thing a little bit oval, and that's why I have this vibration. I'm going to find it, I'm going to square it down, I'm going to round it to a cylinder, and then only after I have the cylinder, I'll start doing the shape that I want to do. And I'm trying to keep as much as resin I can because it looks beautiful. Look at it. Look at the swell that I didn't plan it. I didn't done it. I didn't know how it came up by, but that's exactly what it came out, and it's beautiful. It swirls between, and it plays with the colors. So I've got the blue and I've got the gold, and I've got, of course, the green when they mix together, because gold and yellow and blue makes it green, and it came out beautiful. Now I'm going to flat down the base, so I'll have a area to start designing, and after I cut it down and I made it flat, then I'll start designing the bottom. That will be the base of the project, and it's going to be between a bowl and a box. Um, the shape I saw something similar from Doug, for Paul Barn Creation. He made something similar but with a smaller leg. I wanted to leave a bigger leg, so Doug, I took the idea from you, um, and that will be the size. What I'm doing now is I'm cutting down to the size of the leg that I wanted. I wanted to stay a big leg, but with a twist, with a round area that it's definite between the ball and the leg. And you will see what I mean now. I'm preparing this side like usually I prepare all the time, one side, holding it in one position, and now I'm preparing uh, the inside of the base, and I'm going to make just now I'm going to make the place, the recess for my logo. And now I'm going to continue with shaping the container, the vase, um, the bowl. I don't know how to call it. I'm going to use here from 120 all the way to 600, and later I'm going to put Yorkshire grid. And for a change out, I usually on oak I put honey, not honey, bee wax, not honey wax, bee wax, and or I'm going to put, or usually I put Hampshire shin, but this time I'm going to play and see how it works with Aubergine juice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean it with alcohol, play a little bit with the speed and the camera to see how it plays, the color plays in your eye, in the eyes. And then the reason why I put a lot of sometimes I put alcohol, because it shows all the small scratches, so you can continue with the sandpapering before you leave it and you go into Yorkshire grid. Allow me to say and to break, but the colors came out amazing. I didn't plan it this way, just plain two colors, and I was just lucky to get this swivel of the resin and the color playing this way. I just blended two colors to mix between them and see how it works, and I think it came out beautiful. On the other side, I was thinking, shall I do a recess? But it was so much, the oak is not the strongest wood in the world, and I didn't want to crack the resin, so I decided I'm going to glue another tenon on this side also, and I will put the tenon on both sides. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to put back the tailstock with a revolver center, and I'll support it as much as I can, as long as I can. I'm using the black line tools to hollow it all the way. I give it a little bit wide size so it will be easier to hollow. And before I start hollowing, I'll bring it square to the line of the ball, and then I'll start slowly hollowing it till almost the end, and only then I will remove the knob that holds the tailstock and the support. It became a little bit dark, so I had to add another light, so it will be easier for me to see. And I'm all the time checking the thickness and the depthness of that. I don't want to go through. I don't want to have a situation that I had before, that I go too deep and then I know exactly how to call it. It will be called a sieve. So I didn't want to have a sieve. I wanted to have a bowl or a vase or a container, but not a sieve. So I checked all the time and measured all the time just to be on the safe side. And this stage I'm going to cut into the knob slowly, and I'll remove it. Just the last steps, I'm going to remove it. The stamp or the knob is ready to be removed. The only thing I want to do is I want to check that my chuck is tight enough, so when I'll try to break it off, it's not going to jump out of the chuck, and it came out easy. I just twisted it and it really came out easy. And just now square it at the bottom or clean it at the bottom and make it nicely and round like the ball, and then I'll start sandpapering. But before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the speed to the other side, and just so I can see exactly, those lines that you feel with your fingers, and you just can't reach to it. So I turn the speed and I can see better the area, so I marked it a little bit, and now it's easier to remove, and that's what I've done. I used my glove with so I can hold the sandpaper on. It's easy to work this way. I showed in one of the videos how I made this glove, and it's just easy. You don't have to hold it with your fingers, so it's flat, and you use the maximum of the sandpaper. If you want to know how I made it, I'll do it quickly. I just took a glove and I glue Velcro on one side, and the Velcro, that's what's holding the sandpaper. And now the hookah disc. And now what I'm going to do is Yorkshire grit, of course, and then I'm going to put Aubergine juice. It works very nice. Look at the colors of this wood. Sometimes oak doesn't have any features, and sometimes it's beautiful. When I'll finish with look at that, what a beautiful piece of wood. Now what I did is I removed it from the tenant, clean off the hot gun glue, give it a little bit of a polish with Yorkshire grit, and then I'll polish it on dry, and then I'm going to put my logo, and after that I will show you what will be happening after that. Have a look at, after I put the logo on this beautiful color ball. Don't run away. I'm still here, still working. So for all of you that's still with me, look at the colors, look at the ball. It looks amazing. I think so. Actually, my wife thinks so too. So thank you very much for joining me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Put remarks at the bottom. And I promise you I'll see you in my next video. Cheers!